Hi, I'm CF3 Loyal, still staying at home every other Saturday. I said I wouldn't vlog after every game, but wowee, Kemar Roofe has made me pull the camera out tonight and keep the feel-good factor going at Rangers and with CF3 Loyal. All the new subscribers, 3,000 plus views on my Old Firm post-match reaction video. Thank you very much to everyone, much appreciated. Let's get to it. Standard Liège are no mugs. They haven't lost in Europe for 16 matches, and that includes a 2-each draw last season against Arsenal, but they do have an Achilles heel. They have conceded in each of the last 6 matches. As for Rangers, under Steven Gerrard, we have not won a group match away from home, and our last win in a group match away from home was actually back in 2007 with that famous victory against Lyon. But we hadn't lost an opening group stage match since Valencia 1999. All set for a score draw. But we have done it. We have travelled to Belgium and we have beaten a very good Standard Liège side 2-0 in what was very unpredictable and very unforgiving weather conditions. Tonight's victory gives us a very important 3 points, but it also means that we get prize money of €570,000. Or in other terms, 10 Glenn Kamaras. I'm excited, so let's just jump right into it. That was Steven Gerrard's 36th European match in charge of Rangers, and we've only lost 5 times in that duration, and that's incredible when you consider some of the opposition, and 2 of those defeats were against Bayer Leverkusen. I said it after the Celtic game, we have a real identity to our style of play. Tonight's performance was both organised and professional. You may say it was pretty standard. As we approached 90 minutes, at 1-0 had flashbacks to Spartak Moscow and to Young Boys, but you can see how much our game management has improved with the experience of the previous 2 Europa League campaigns. Talking of experience, that was Alan McGregor's 89th European performance for Rangers, and Connor Goldson has been an ever-present in those 36 European matches under Steven Gerrard. Let's talk about our starting 11 tonight. There was 3 changes. First of all, there was Leon Balogun came in for Philippe Hollander, who obviously had that fantastic game against Celtic at the weekend. Steven Gerrard confirmed that he had a slight knock, which kept him out tonight, but he should be back in contention for Sunday. Then Ryan Jack came in for Stephen Davis, who was rested at his age, as Steven Gerrard said. But Ryan Jack came in, he had an excellent performance, and that shows the real strength in our squad. And then there was Yanis Hadji, who came in for Brandon Barker for his Belgian experience, and he had his own moments of magic, especially that screamer from outside the box that just narrowly missed a goal. I want to briefly talk about the subs bench, because something I spoke about in my early vlogs where I was reviewing the squad, as I mentioned the challenge that we would have in the Europa League with the homegrown and club trained rule. And tonight we had Nathan Patterson, Greg Stewart, Jamie Burjonis and Leon King on the bench. And I think that does show a weakness in our squad. I think something that we will look to improve on in the future is more Scottish-based players and more players that have been trained by the club. But something I want to just touch on is Leon King. Fantastic experience for a 16-year-old to be involved in the squad. What a talent Leon King is. He's one of a few really, really good 16-year-olds that we have. Another one to shout out is Charlie Lindsay that we signed in the summer. Great experience for Leon King, a real player for the future, and hopefully we'll see a lot more of him in many years to come. Let's talk about a few players individually, but in truth I could talk about every single one of them who I thought were brilliant to a man tonight. I'm going to start with Calvin Bassey though, who came on for Borna Barisic, who picked up a thigh injury. Hopefully Borna recovers quickly, but Calvin Bassey took to this level like a duck to water, pun intended. I have no doubts that if he does start on Sunday instead of Borna Barisic, that he will come in and do a very good job. He looked very assured at this level. And then there was Scott Arfield. That was Arfield's 8th start in a row under Steven Gerrard at Rangers, and statistically he covered every blade of grass on the pitch. Alright, not quite. But let's talk Morelos versus Kemar Roofe. Alfredo Morelos, 6 goals in 6 Europa League group stage matches last season, 14 in total. 2 so far this season, both coming against Lincoln Red Imps, and 1 away from Alan McCoist's all-time European top goal scoring record. Although in fairness, as Alex Ray was very quick to point out, Alan McCoist scored his on the Champions League. Clearly has to play a different role in the team this season by the manager. His link-up play is much improved, but he's now gone 6 games in a row without a goal, and an in-form Alfredo Morelos would have taken at least one of his chances tonight, especially the 1-2 that he had with Scott Arfield. Instead of playing the pass, an all-firing Alfredo Morelos last season would have rattled that into the back of the net. The danger we've got right now with Alfredo Morelos is that we can't devalue him by taking him out of the team or having these prolonged periods of where he's not on the score sheet. But let's talk Kemar Roofe. Came on for Alfredo on the 74th minute. Has experience of playing in Belgian football. In fact, his last goal for Anderlecht was against Standard, and you've seen it from the minute he came on. His movement caused their defence all sorts of problems. But let's get to it, and let's hear from the manager himself about that wonder goal.
The goal was a moment of genius. It was a world-class moment. I've been playing football professionally since 1998. And it's the best goal I've ever seen.
A contender for Puskas Goal of the Season award already, surely. Or as Jackie McNamara would say, not a very good goal. Honestly, what a goal though. I woke my daughter up with my celebrations. The funniest thing about it though was our goalkeeper who backtracked that much to try and save it that he actually pulled up with cramp afterwards. That goal from Kemar Roofe breaks the Europa League record for furthest goal scored on 54.6 yards. 54 and counting. All the more impressive that it was scored in a bath, as David Edgar said tonight on Twitter. It seemed to spark some ugly scenes at the end. The Belgians really did not like getting beat on their own patch, did they? So here's the $1 million question. In the current system that we are playing, which of our strikers suits it best? Alfredo Morelos or Kemar Roofe? Now, somebody accused me of not giving my opinion in my last video, so I'm going to give it right now. In the current system, as much as I love Alfredo Morelos, and in fact, he has been my favourite player under the Steven Gerrard era, Kemar Roofe suits our current system better than Alfredo Morelos. Okay, on the subject of goals, it was great to see those 3 special words once again. And I've got to say, that was James Tavernier's 9th goal of the season, and there was no doubt about the penalty decision and no doubt about the penalty kick. It's great to see James Tavernier playing with a real level of confidence. In an attempt to be balanced, I must point out that Standard, or as Alex Ray called them, Standard, they had their chances. They had their 2 headers off the bar, they had a hand of God moment that Alan McGregor was booked for, and they had a huge opportunity in injury time when the game was still 1-0 that a more composed ball into the box could have really caused us problems. We rode our luck at times, especially with that moment in injury time. But for the second game in a row, we had 0 shots on target. Not bad, or as Borna Barisic would say, bravo! So what's next for Rangers? Well, we are back to league duty on Sunday against Livingston. A huge game for us and a huge 3 points is a must. Celtic have the early kick-off against Aberdeen. Let's hope they don't lay down as they normally do. Mini crisis at Celtic, 2 defeats in a row. There'll be huge pressure on Neil Lennon's side to get the victory. We will know going into our game if we can extend our lead at the top to 7 points. But at this stage of the season, we just need to concentrate on ourselves. Then on Thursday night, we have the 8 PM kickoff against Lech Poznan. That's the game that I really wanted to go to. I think their fans would have been electric at Ibrox. It's a shame we can't have the small numbers that we've seen Standard having tonight in Belgium. Poznan fresh from a 4-2 defeat against Benfica. So if we have any aspirations for qualifying from this group, this is a must-win game for Rangers. That's it for tonight's video. Thank you very much for watching. I am CF3 Loyal. Stay safe, stay staunch.